This conference will now be recorded.
It is my privilege to call to order this evening the Board of Zoning Appeals regular meeting Monday, May the 5th, 2025, beginning at 5 p.m. Marie, can you please call the order?
Mr. Bell.
Here.
Mr. Levine.
Here.
Mr. Osterhoff.
Here.
Ms. Coleman. Here.
Thank you. Has everyone on the board had the opportunity to review the minutes from April the 7th meeting?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from April 7th.
I'll second. Marie, can you please call the roll?
Mr. Levine.
Yes.
Mr. Osterhoff.
Yes.
Ms. Coleman.
Yes.
Mr. Bell.
Yes.
Thank you. Before we go into old business this evening, because we do have one item of old business to discuss from last meeting, since this is a formal hearing, swearing in of the individuals planning to speak is required. If you are planning to give formal testimony, can you please raise your hand? Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, so as mentioned, we have one item of old business continued from April the 7th, last meeting. It was for a conditional use for outdoor storage within a C2 district for the property located at 4460 West Alexis Road, parcel number 78-05611, Sylvania Township Zoning Resolution Section 818, of which at the following of last meeting, we did close public comment for this particular item. So that being said, I would ask that we go into a deliberative session briefly here with the board. Any objections?
No objections.
At 5:02, we're going into a deliberative session.
This conference will now be recorded.
It's 5:07 and we are back from deliberative session. Regarding the matter, the board issues the following statement. On April the 7th, 2025, this board held a hearing on the application for conditional use for the property located at 4460 West Alexis Road. The front 320 feet of the property is zone C2. General commercial. The remainder of the property is zoned RA, low density residential. Applicant seeks a conditional use for outdoor storage. The Sylvania Township zoning resolution defines outdoor storage as the keeping of goods, materials, or merchandise in the same exterior place for more than 24 consecutive hours. The applicant operates a moving and storage business and would like to provide outdoor storage for his vehicles at the approximate center of the commercially zoned portion of the property. While self-storage is permitted, use in C2 district outdoor storage is a conditional use. Based on the information available to the Township Planning and Zoning Department, this conditional use was considered minor. Therefore, the application was not reviewed by the Lucas County Plan Commission. At the hearing, evidence was presented related to existing zoning violations on the property, as well as improperly maintained fencing, noxious vegetation, garbage, refuse, and debris. Evidence was presented regarding drainage and flooding issues. Expert testimony was presented relating to possible environmental hazards. Based on the evidence and testimony presented to this board, the conditional use is a major under section 600, subsection C of the Sylvania Township zoning resolution. Therefore, I, as board chairman, move that the application be remanded to the Planning and Zoning Department for referral to Lucas County Plan Commission. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Marie, can you please call the roll?
He's
Mr.
600.
Levine.
Yes.
Mr. Osterhoff.
Yes.
Ms. Coleman.
Yes.
Mr. Bell.
Yes.
Thank you. So this has been recommended to the Lucas County Plan Commission for further consideration. Moving on to new business this evening. So our first item of business this evening is exception for a temporary use for a travel trailer to live on the property located at 5113 McGregor Lane, parcel number 78-13657, Sylvania Township Zoning Resolution, Section 821. Jason?
Yeah, I'll read the staff report.
Thank you.
The subject property consists of a roughly 0.15 acre parcel on the south side of McGregor Lane to the west of Whiteford Road. The parcel is zoned RA low density residential. The home on the subject property was damaged by fire on March 15th, 2025. As outlined in the letter of intent, the home is being gutted and restored. The owner anticipates it will take 6 months for repairs to be completed. The insurance company has arranged for a 26-foot travel trailer to be placed on the property. The trailer has been placed as close as possible to the small garage door on the owner's driveway. Like the subject parcel, single-family dwellings all zoned RA abut on the west, south, and east sides. A vacant parcel within Sylvania City lies to the north of the subject property. The property owner resides on the subject parcel. Unfortunately, a fire in March this year damaged the dwelling and has made it uninhabitable. The owner would like to live temporarily in a 26-foot travel trailer on the premises until the necessary repairs can be made. It is estimated that the repairs will take 6 months. Section 821 of the Sylvania Township zoning resolution does not allow for the use of a travel trailer for this purpose. However, Section 1605 of the Sylvania Township zoning resolution accords the Board of Zoning Appeals authority to grant an exception in certain instances. Section 1605 states the following. The board may permit the temporary use of a structure or premise in any district for a purpose or use that does not conform to the regulations prescribed elsewhere in this resolution for the district in which it is located, provided that such use be of a temporary nature and does not involve the erection of a substantial structure. A zoning permit for such use shall be granted in the form of a temporary and revocable permit for not more than a 12-month period. Therefore, the owner is requesting an exception for a temporary use to allow them to reside in the travel trailer on the subject property for a limited period of time. The travel trailer would be placed as close as possible to the small garage door on the driveway. The following action alternatives have been identified for consideration by the Zoning Board of Appeals. Approve the exception request for a temporary use for a travel trailer for the property located at 5113 McGregor Lane, parcel number 78-13657 for a temporary period of time as decided by the Board of Zoning Appeals for the following 2 reasons. A, approval of this exception should not present a negative impact upon the public good or neighboring properties or impair the visibility and or safety of the traveling public. B, approval of this exception should not alter the intent of the Sylvania Township zoning resolution. Or, in the alternative 2, deny the exception request as approval of this exception will present a negative impact upon the public good and or neighboring properties.
Thank you, Jason. Any questions for the township staff from the board?
Have we received any letters from the neighbors in opposition to this? Thank you.
Anyone else?
I have no questions for the township.
I do believe the applicant is here this evening. Would you like to speak on behalf of this matter? You don't have to. It's up to you. Okay. Any questions for the applicant?
None for the applicant.
Okay. Would someone like to make a motion?
Before that, does anyone else want to speak on this?
Does anybody else want to speak on this? Sorry, thank you. Would the board like a deliberative session?
I don't need it. I'll make a motion. I'll make an exception for a motion for the exception for a temporary use for a travel trailer to live in on the property located at 5113 McGregor Lane, parcel number 78-13657, Sylvania Township zoning resolution section 821 for a period not to exceed 12 months.
Second.
Marie, can you please call the roll?
Mr. Levine?
Yes.
Mr. Abstaha?
Yes.
Ms. Coleman?
Yes.
Mr. Mallon?
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes. You're granted, you can start immediately, and then you'll get official paperwork here within a month.
Okay.
So, thank you. So the next item on the agenda this evening is an appeal of a zoning administrator's determination of violation of section 822-B.1.A.2, Separate flush-mounted solar panels may only be located on the rear and side facing of the roof of the Sylvania Township zoning resolution for the property located at 7037 Ramblehurst Road, parcel number 79-73115. Tony, would you mind reading the staff report?
I can read the staff report. The subject property consists of a roughly 0.23 plus or minus acre parcel on the south side of Ramblehurst Road, just to the east of Hampstead Drive. A 1,649 square foot single family dwelling is sited on the parcel. The parcel is zoned RA low density residential. Like the subject parcel, single-family dwellings all zoned RA abut on the north, west, and east sides. The south property line adjoins the University Parks Trail. On the other side of the trail, there is a single-family dwelling zoned RA. Zoning resolution. The following is a portion of applicable language from the Sylvania Township zoning resolution. B, solar panels. Solar panels shall be allowed in all districts either attached to permitted principal or accessory buildings or as accessory structures subject to the following regulations. 1, attached to the building. Where attached to the building, the solar panels shall be subject to the same regulations as the building in terms of height and setbacks. Solar panels may be attached to the roof or the building wall, but not both. Roof-mounted solar panels shall include solar panels integrated as the surface layer of the roof structure, which no additional apparent change in relief or projection, the preferred installation, or separate flush-mounted solar panels attached to the roof surface. Solar panels integrated as the surface layer of the roof structure may be located on any part of the roof. Separate flush-mounted solar panels may only be located on a rear or side-facing roof. Separate flush-mounted solar panels installed on a building or structure with a sloped roof surface shall not project vertically above the peak of the roof to which it is attached. Solar panels mounted on a flat roof shall not project vertically higher than the height of the parapet wall surrounding the roof, or shall be screened by architectural features. For reference, the Board of Zoning Appeals took action during its March 3, 2025 meeting to deny a variance requested for 4620 Brookhurst Road to allow the installation of solar panels on the front roof with the finding that no hardship, special circumstances, or exceptionalities to the property exist to warrant relief from the strict application of the requirements of the Sylvania Township zoning resolution. Appeal. The zoning certificate was issued by Planning and Zoning Manager Darrell Grouse on October 30th, 2023 for the installation of solar panels on the rear portion of the roof at 7037 Ramblehurst Road. A complaint regarding the installation of the panels on the front-facing roof was subsequently received. On March 26, 2025, the property owner at 7037 Ramblehurst was issued a zoning violation, Section 822 of the Sylvania Township zoning resolution. The property owner subsequently submitted an appeal. The following action alternatives. The following action alternatives have been identified for consideration by the Board of Zoning Appeals. 1, deny the appeal based on the finding that solar panels were installed on the front roof of the subject property in violation of the Sylvania Township zoning resolution and in contradiction to the permit issued for the proper installation of solar panels at this property. Or 2, any other appropriate action identified by the Board of Zoning Appeals.
Thank you, Tony. Any questions regarding the staff report for the township staff from the board?
None from me.
Have we received any additional correspondence from any other neighbors? Okay. Is the hang on. Is the hang on for a second. Is the applicant here this evening? Would you like to speak on this matter?
I'll have to speak first.
All right, if you would please come up to the podium, state your name and address for the record and sign in if you haven't done so already.
Good evening. My name is Josh. I am a representative from Food Forever Solar. We did the installation for Mr. Alexis Road. Sorry. So the reason that we're here today is, yes, there's some panels on the front of the house. We had originally designed the system for Alex, where all the panels are on the back facing part of the house. We try to guarantee an 85% offset for the customers. And so that was when we decided to put panels on the front. We had already gotten the initial zoning approval from Sylvania Township, and our database system didn't trigger a rework, which we would have been able to catch and say, okay, we can't put panels on the front of the house. So there's panels on the front and the back. There's probably 39 total, and there is probably about half of them. So taking away half of the system for Mr. Lucic is not going to be beneficial for him. It's going to essentially be a moot point. Obviously, when we're installing solar panels, we want the most south-facing roofs as we possibly can, and that is unfortunately the one that faces the street. I also don't want him to be penalized because of something that we should have taken care of. As the contractor, we work in every part of the state, so I've been in numerous of these meetings trying to fight for our customers to try to be able to get panels put on houses. We build a database off of that, off of our permit applications, projections. Maybe it's a fire setback, maybe it's a zoning regulation where we can't have them on the front. I've dealt with HOA homes too, where unfortunately corner houses are pretty limited with what their viability is. So just wanted to also point out, yes, we did screw up. Don't want him to have to pay the price for that. So we'd love for a one-off variance. Our databases are updated now to recommend nothing on south-facing in accordance with the Sylvania Township zoning regulations. And like I said, we went through everything else with Lucas County. We got the permits, we got it inspected. He has had the system turned on since December of 2023, I think it was. So it has been operational for about a year and a half. And so haven't had issues with it. So I think there's quality in the installation. Personally, yes, I think it looks great, but that is a biased opinion. I understand that. So, but happy to answer any questions you all might have for me.
Thank you. Any questions?
So you mentioned in your comment that you were seeking a variance. Have you submitted an application for a variance? Because this is just an appeal for the determination of the violation of the code provision.
Gotcha. I did think that this was.
Okay, I just want to make sure I understood the way.
And you know, depending on what happens today, I'll be sure to do that. But again, my hope is that this is the first one that we had in Sylvania. So it was certainly a learning opportunity for me and for our team. But again, I don't want Mr. Lucic to have to pay the price for where we drop the ball and not be able to go solar because again, if all the panels on the front of the house have to go, then the system is pretty much moved at that point, and it's not going to be beneficial for him.
The front of the house is the north-facing side of the house. And so the south-facing has them as well?
Yes, so I thought the south facing was the front of the house.
Okay.
I apologize. But yeah, to benefit them the most, we have a production guarantee in our contract where it says we're going to be able to offset 85% of what their current 12-month utility bill is. So, you know, aiming for that, if, you know, we're taking out half of those panels is going to significantly impact his ability to produce that. So, yeah.
Do these panels penetrate the roof?
Yes, so they're roof mounted and they are into, I believe we were going over the rafters in the attic.
So if you remove these, you have to replace the roof?
We will most likely that, yes, we replace the roof.
Okay.
Also another reason I would like them to stay.
Yeah,
But
I got
again,
that.
It is a biased opinion here. But yes, because at the end of the day, if they do need to be removed, then yes, we will be working with a contractor to come out and remove that for him.
Any other questions for the applicant? Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Would anybody else like to speak on behalf of this matter? Sir,
I just have a question.
sir, you have to
It
come
won't
up.
get picked up on the mic unless you come up. You have to come up to the mic or else it won't get picked up for the record.
Okay, my question is.
If you could please state your name
My name
and your address.
is Awesome.
And your address.
7031 Ramblehurst.
Okay, thank you.
My question is more or less for the contract. I couldn't hear everything you said back there. But if I'm understanding, I was told by the office that this was more of a liability issue. You know, it wasn't the old homeowner that put them up there. It was a contractor that did, and it wasn't, he didn't feel that he was responsible. That's what I was told. I'm hearing a little different here now. So my question is, I guess it's kind of general. does a contractor, because he don't know the law, does it give him a right to violate the law? Because I believe you said earlier that you denied this once before in another home in Sylvania Township when you started your.
Yeah, the staff report did include that. We just had something recently.
Because contractor, I had a situation where that specific house was built 25 years ago where the contractor lied on the application. And I think it was Lucas County at that time. And they come out and inspect, they said, yeah, that the builder lied, the contractor lied. And, they had, the guy that contracted to build a house, put it in escrow and he told me this, certain things, et cetera, et cetera. And here again, we have a contractor lying on it. So I see him for that. It was only for the rear. And I didn't hear everything he said. He was speaking up here, he's kind of talking this way, not back there. But, so my position is, I mean, if you have a law and somebody breaks the law, contractor in this case, from out of town, I believe, and they want to, I guess the wrong understanding, what they want to just leave it the way it is, you set a precedent. I mean, you deny the other one, if you allow this one, then what's going to happen to somebody else down the road when they see this? And that's my position on it, basically. It's other than that, and I heard him say something about, well, you need them on the front because the back isn't enough. Well, you have laws to follow, right? I mean, there's a statute. This is what I kind of don't understand here, and I don't know what you got to decide, but that's my position on it. And when I went for my business degree, I had to take law. And one of the first things we learned in some of the classes we had is when it comes to contractors, they either knew the law or they should have known the law because they're professionals. And I personally think that applies here too. They should have known what they were supposed to do. And that's right. That's my position.
Okay, thank you. Would anyone else like to speak? Sir, if you could please come up to the podium, state your name and your address for the record and sign in there.
Alexander Road, that's my house right there. Live on 7030. I work so much. So I moved in this house in 2020. I bought it from a lady. I don't know how long. I'm just going to die. So 2-3 minutes for reference.
Reasonable.
Just go.
So I moved in the house, and once I moved in the house, since not even 2 days later, I've been having nothing issues from my neighbor, calling the cops on me nonstop, calling the cops on my kids, saying they're too loud playing in the pool. I put a pool in my backyard. Cops are showing up every single day in my house, acting like we're making a big problem. We sold our campground, so I put a nice little paradise in the background for my kids so I can actually watch them grow and enjoy the time. I'm getting nothing but, again, police showing up, neighbors are looking at me like I'm a bad person. My parents live right down the street. We switched to solar. Everyone I knew said, get solar, get electric cars, so I went and did it. I tried it out. And actually it's working out, so if no one has solar, I really recommend you get one. It does save you money. I got the rear solars done, but when they told me it's only going to benefit you 30%, I was like, well, this is wasting money. I don't need it. Who's going to pay electric and a little bit of solar payment? I paid a lot of money for it, so I told them what we can do to make, so I can only make a solar payment, not the electric. They told me that I have to have some more panels. I said, do whatever you got to do so I can actually just have solar panels. So they did it. I don't know what happened in the middle, but this guy that's calling me nonstop, he's acting like he's an HOA in the neighborhood, drives around the neighborhood, calls all the time. I'm the #1 victim from my trailer, from anything that I do in my house. I feel like I'm a victim. The other thing is, I just want my kids to have a happy place. This is going to be my long-term home. The lady that moved out of the house, she moved because of that person too as well as living next to them. So I just want to make sure I'm saving. This is going to be, if you go to Toledo, they have solar panels on the front of the house, on the back of the house. Petersburg, they have solars on the front and the back. Literally right across the street on Orlando Park, there's another house that has solar in the front and back. I just tell people it's not beneficial to put on solars on the house if you can't get the full 100%. Unless you have a huge field, you can put it down, that's what you can do. But I'm just trying to save money. It's hard everywhere, and I took that route, and I don't know what happened in the middle of the other product. I'm just a buyer, okay? And now everyone loves it in the neighborhood. I get so many people come up to me like, hey, can you give some information? They like to put it in on their house as well. And it doesn't even go covered. It actually protects your roof and makes it last longer.
Any questions for him? So I do have one question. So your installer a few minutes ago, and remind you that this is a formal hearing, right? And you've been sworn in.
This is the first time doing this.
Understood, but you heard that at the beginning. So the installer stated that there was an 85% guarantee for return on your solar. You stated that originally the back roof was done first, and then it wasn't enough to do the front. Can you clarify that?
No, it wasn't installed anything because they gave me a paper showing how much it's gonna produce. They didn't start anything until they actually explained, once they explained what to do. Is that what it was like that? Yeah, they don't.
Can you come up and speak into the mic too? And just state your name again.
Again, this is Josh with Freedom Forever. So yes, what he's referring to is originally we gave him the proposal of only the panels on the backside, and that's what it was gonna only offset him the 30% and not be really worth it saving. And that's when we did the what if we add it to the front. So we did the installation all in one swoop.
Okay.
Again, I think that was December of 2020.
All right. Thank you for the clarification. I appreciate it.
And my neighbor across the street, he wants to put it on his roof, but now it's not fair for him because he can't put the solar on his front of his house because it's actually opposite side of the street.
Right.
Facing south. That's where you get most of your power is from the south. So people on the other side, they can't get no solar.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions for the applicant?
Not for me.
Thank you. And would anybody else like to speak on this matter?
Could I comment on what he said? I don't want to get into it. He said, she said, but I think I have to say something. Because
You gotta come up.
So you have to come back to the mic.
Well, I don't know why that was brought up because whatever I mentioned.
Can you state your name again, please, and your address?
Whatever I mentioned is based on the statutes and laws. I don't know what he's speaking of. He's talking about police and this and that. But this is a hearing for this violation of the statute or the zoning, correct?
Correct.
And what he's saying is he said, she said, I mean, we go on and on, right? I mean, I don't even know what his issue is, but I just want to say that I don't feel that that has anything to do with what we're speaking.
Okay, thank you. Would the board like a deliberative session to discuss?
I think I'd like a brief one.
Okay, thank you. It is 5:33. We are going to go into a brief deliberative session and we'll be back.
This conference will now be recorded.
So it is 5:43 and we are back from deliberative session. Would someone like to make a motion regarding this?
I would like to make a motion. I'd like to make a motion to appeal the zoning administrator's determination of violation, a motion to approve the appeal of the zoning administrator's determination of violation of section 822-B1A2. Separate flush-mounted solar panels may only be located on the rear or side-facing roof of the Sylvania Township zoning resolution for the property located at 7037 Ramblehurst Road, parcel number 7973115.
Thank you, Tony. Marie, can you please call the roll?
I'll second.
Second, sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, Mr. Malik,
No.
Mr. Levine,
No.
Mr. Eltow,
No.
Ms. Gold.
No.
Okay, your appeal did not pass. You'll be getting formal information in the mail within 30 days regarding that. Seeing that there is no additional business on the agenda this evening, anyone like to make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
It was a race on that.
Can we just, is there any way you can comment on the Alexis Road issue, just one quick question?
That's been closed, sorry. You can ask after the meeting off the record, but
Okay.
can you please call the roll to adjourn the meeting?
Mr. Levine,
Yes.
Mr. Eltow,
Yes.
Ms. Gold,
Yes.
Mr. Malik.
Yes.
Meeting is adjourned at 5:44.